Hi everyone, I'm the Nature Guy, and I'm coming to you from up in the rafters of the Nature Center at Camp Ausable. I'm up here beside one of our specimens of a porcupine. Now, some of you may have seen a porcupine, and most of you probably know a lot about porcupines. The one thing that they're famous for is when they get a little upset and things aren't going well, their quills can be quite interesting. So they're covered with quills, sometimes up to 20,000 quills. They're sharp, and they'll puff themselves up and make all those quills stand out, and sometimes they'll even flap their tail with quills on it, and those quills can get embedded into the animals that are a threat to them, and that's how they protect themselves when things aren't going well. Well, that's really another topic for another day, but what I want to talk about today is the porcupine fish. Now, this is a small fish that lives in the tropics. Those aren't its real eyes, but this is its skin with all of those quills sticking out. You see that? These are in a group of fish that are often called puffer fish or porcupine fish, but they can puff themselves up. When things aren't going well, they can make themselves look a lot bigger, and so that might scare off some of their enemies. But when they puff up like that, it also exposes all of these sharp quill-like structures. And that's why they're called a porcupine fish. It's kind of pretty obvious. But there's something else about these fish. They're in a group of fish that are very poisonous. They produce a poison called tetrodotoxin, which is 1,000 times more poisonous than cyanide. It's really dangerous stuff. But it's only a problem if they get eaten. Some of the internal organs, like the liver, contain this poison. So these porcupine fish, sometimes called puffer fish, are really kind of interesting. But it begs me to ask a question. What do we as humans do? What do we as Christians do when things don't go well for us on that day, when things get bothering us? Do we puff ourselves all up to make ourselves look bigger and more important than the others to help us make us feel better? I hope not. Are we so bristly in our attitude that sometimes people feel like we're a porcupine and we really don't want to be around them? Boy, I hope not. And just like this fish that has the poison tetrodotoxin in it, do we have stuff inside our bodies? Do we have thoughts and feelings that are really not good? They're poisonous. And we don't want those in our lives. The Bible tells us all sorts of cool ways in which we can act as loving Christians to our neighbors and our family and friends. And I hope that's what we choose to do, rather than being like this porcupine fish. Thanks very much for listening. See you next time.